E-commerce store owners, stop banging your head against the wall trying to generate more online sales. In this video, I'm going to show you the simple strategy I use to increase my client sales 152%. For this apparel retailer, I was able to increase their revenue by 100% while maintaining their target return of ad spend of $3 while still scaling their spend by 84% and increasing sales by 152%, targeting cold new customers only. In order to get these results, there were a few problems with this account. Number one, their Performance Max campaigns were set up without leveraging the creative assets that would allow apparel retailer to really shine, showing off the brand imagery and messaging that makes it stand out from its competitors. Also, its targeting for the Performance Max was much too broad. It was targeting males and also other people that weren't in their target segment. So it was wasting budget and they didn't really have budget to waste. And also all their products were lumped together and not segmented properly by product type, the creative match and messaging match, or seasonality of the products. So the solution I did for this client was in here. So if you go into the asset groups, as you can see here, previously the asset groups were not set up in a proper way, where it was targeting high funnel affinity audiences with everything lumped together, same creative while targeting all products here. See another affinity audience targeting all products. This is not what you necessarily want to do. You want to be much more targeted. So over here on the next slide, we'll be able to see the best performing listing groups. So this is essentially more of like a catch-all campaign that's testing new different types of video creative for this client while seeing which products are going to stand out and get the best insights and reports. And then you can see while products start to be standouts, they're now broken out into their own asset group. So you can see, for example, a romper would get a more specified target of females, similar to converter segments or people that are into like fashion trends or summer fashion as an in-market segment to scale this. But then you can see even more targeted asset groups that are going directly for people searching for a boyfriend blazer in this example, as well as other keywords. And if we look into this audience signal here, you'll be able to see some of the different types of keywords that are being targeted. So it's the direct type of customer that we want at the bottom of the funnel, as well as the gender and age that's directly targeted for this customer. And we're not using any custom data segments like email lists or anything like that, because we only want to go for new customers and target there. And then also while we're still at that asset group, and we view, for example, this boyfriend blazer, we can look in the details here. And essentially what I would do is review these reports and see what are the best creative assets within here. And then also have very specified assets to the product only. So someone wearing the product, or different variations and lifestyle imagery of people using the product as well, and YouTube videos on top of that, and targeting, and then having very targeted copy specified at this listing group exactly. So that was a strategy to scale and be more efficient with all those breakout or insights. Now, how I found these insights essentially was looking in the Insights tab, and as we collected more data, we would see, for example, a search category such as sweater with leopards on it. I would create an asset group specifically targeting sweaters with creative. So you can see the conversions are mainly coming from there rather than coming from the initial main testing asset group. And it was broken out to be in its own. And I would segment out the sweater products from the main testing asset group. and scale it like this. And then as we essentially want to scale and test and essentially have more budget to play with, we can target these in-market and affinities with less targeted assets and more just show any products that these types of people would be interested in order to continue to scale. And then also another way that this account was able to scale, you can see that it's limited by budget. So increasing budget by about 20%, either week over week or bi-weekly, so that it can slowly scale up and you're not making performance max go into a relearning, but you're keeping it below that threshold while maintaining that target and getting enough data to essentially test through. So some challenges with this strategy is essentially, as you can see here, when you have a lower budget and you don't necessarily know exactly what type of creative is going to convert, it's hard to get the right types of assets or combinations here because a lot of this stuff will be impending. So it'll be hard for you to know what assets people are essentially resonating with the most. And you'll really have to A/B test and look at the different combinations here to really get an idea. Okay, these are the best performing. I should keep testing this, or this until you get enough data. So that's one big challenge. And then outside of the assets, also knowing which insights to target. Because if you're looking at online Black Friday shopping, that could be an in-market segment that you can go for. But you want to make sure that given your budget, you're not spreading yourself too thin. So you have to know when to pick these insights and know where your account's at, seasonality trends, and promotions for your store that are happening. So these are all big factors and challenges I had to do while scaling this account and getting it the best results.
Thanks for watching to the end. If you would like me to personally increase your online sales, book a free one-on-one consultation below.